Hello everyone, I'm happy to see you here. I'm actually super excited to be a speaker today, and thank you for having me. Thank you for such a community. Today I'm going to present you a small talk, like normal talk, about boosting map performance with Mapbox and Flutter. Starting with me, I'm originally from Kyiv, from Ukraine, but for now I'm based in Wrocław, Poland. My Flutter journey started in 2020. I'm like a common guy who loves video games, cooking and traveling. Also recently this Fluttercon I've started making some tweets, and also I'm writing a little bit on LinkedIn. So starting with the topic of maps, I would like you to present the agenda, and it will include the introduction to the problem we've had, to the business, like to the application we are developing, how we using maps and Mapbox especially there, and actually how our initial approach leads us to some challenges, and how after that we resolve them, and actually we'll see a little bit of a receipt how to solve challenges, and also the results of our solution. So starting with a little bit of an introduction, maps, as you know, it's a very important thing when it comes to modern applications, especially when you are working with an outdoor apps. You want to show users their routes, their trails, their accommodations they will stay in. And I want to ask you for the first thing here, before starting like the main part, to ask you about, did anybody have an experience to make an app which is using a map? Okay, and who is now developing such an app? Right, I see. So people, you are knowing what you will maybe help me like during the presentation. I think that you tried many solutions probably, as Google Maps, Apple Maps, MapLibre, Mapbox, here technologies. And I think that it is very crucial to have a solution which will fit your needs as much as possible. And our focus was to develop an application for pilgrims and help them improve their Camino journey. So pilgrims, it's people who are going on long journeys, often with a religious or moral personal purpose. This app is made to both handle their accommodation during their journey and help them to discover new routes, interesting like pilgrim hostels or pilgrimage stamps. Initially, for that we needed a map solution which will help us to display approximately 10 most popular trails in Spain and partly in France and Germany. And it had around like 300 to 1,000 accommodations each, which allowed pilgrims to discover and travel. And for that we used initially Mapbox community plugin. Maybe some of you are familiar with it. And some time ago we also migrated to the official one, which is production ready. They are making quite a very good job with updates. And also, we had some journey with the MapLibre, but official Mapbox for now is our choice due to performance. And also retrieving and displaying data of the map is a very important thing for us, because every single trail and content in the application is a custom one, so we cannot fetch it from any map provider or something. So for retrieving the data, initially as a smaller team, we used Firebase. It's a very good instrument for smaller startups, and in my humble opinion, for us, for now, it didn't fit well already, but you will see why. And we required all the data about the trails we are putting on the map, which is points from which the route is consistent, the color of the trail, the name, etc. And for that, we used a standard API of the Mapbox, which allows you to add line annotations, circle annotations, like these map features. And also maybe if somebody of you was on the lightning talk today from Matthew, he also taught a little about maps, and yeah, he also a guy who is worth to connect with about maps. And sorry. And for retrieving and displaying data on the map, we've used the API from the Mapbox, which showed us which allows us to add some circles, some lines, and that leads. This is a pretty good solution, but it leads us to some problems, which was too many medium states, because as you can see, we need to create a line, we need to create a start point, end point for a line, we need to create a label, then we need to store it somewhere to be able to interact with it. And that was pretty much imperative approach, because we needed to think twice when we were implementing stuff, we need to think twice when maintaining that. And that led us, unfortunately, to a poor performance due to wanted behavior we wanted to achieve. And then you can see that we, due to using the Firebase, we needed to fetch all the data for trails that was lasting like for 30 seconds, which is not a production application, but as it comes, product team and actually the product designers wanted to have more trails, more than 10, and that led us to the huge problem of scalability, because we wanted to make the application as good as possible for users to help them discover, but it led us that application loads too long, that also the styling performance was very poor. And that was me actually all the time, because I was the person who onboarded and sees the initial approach. I didn't think about scalability issues, about also nobody isn't aware of client thoughts of of growing the project. So we decided to come with a solution, with a better map evaluation. But before starting that, I like to talk that joke, but not a joke, but the irony of life, because at the university I have a subject with the geographical information systems, and I thought that why I should learn it. I would never work with maps, but for now my portfolio, has several map apps from outdoor journeys. So we decided to go with adapting vector sources. It's not changing the whole way we are working with the map, because map inside already is using vector sources, which helps to be a map more performant. And also we needed to utilize layer-based data presentation and styling. So for that, we used a map toolkit, and for that we needed a content management system, because we, for now, don't want to rely on a Firebase. We don't want to download all the data we required. We needed for that the solution which allowed us to integrate data in the map, and map provider will serve us the map with whole data. And the data would come for us only in chunks we would require, so the line won't consist of 3,000 points, but it will be like in smaller chunks, but yeah, performance would be better, because previously we needed to download whole trail. It was a huge amount of traffic, and for now the map provider will do it for us. So for that we needed to expose the API from Firebase, download all the data, transform it to GeoJSON format, and after that we are just posting it to content management system, and after that it's like integrating it to the map, and after that we can use it as a source. And the first point is to download the data, but of course we need to display it, because what's the reason for the data anyways in the application? So for that we used we needed to change our mind and we needed to make a paradigm switch. What I meant about that is that previously we, as you see, we are was used to be an imperative paradigm, to think how we want to achieve things, but for now we need to make a paradigm switch and to think what we want to achieve actually. And for that, we would need to create styled layers from integrated sources. So we have some data integrated in the map, and after that, we can create some style sources which will be consisted from lines or points or circles or anything we would say. And also we will from now on rely on the data which is built in the map and is not downloaded straight from any database. And as you can see there, we need to add a layer from a dedicated source, and after that we are just applying some style source properties, which is basically handling all the logic previously which was handled imperatively by us, changing every line one by one and applying style like independently. And interaction. Well, displaying data is also one part of the production solution, but we also needed to somehow interact with the application. You can see the normal flow of the application when it's touristic app, for example. You need to discover something. You want to select a trail you want to hike, you want to select a POI, you want to select a camping, anything. And for that, previously, we've used standard exposed callbacks for the tapping on some features. So if we was tapping on the line, the Mapbox SDK said that, hey, you tapped on that line. And from now on, as we are relying on the data we are integrating by ourselves, and Mapbox doesn't really have this entity abstracted API for us, we needed to understand how to handle those tap callbacks. And that is why there is a cool method for that and API to work with the raw data on the map. And the method, we need to query the rendered feature on the map from the region where we tapped. After that, we need to look up and to see if there are any line we want to call back. And if there is any line or circle or label, in our case, to select a trail, to select this route, we are reacting on that. And this is pretty simple. We are just saying that set style layer property, set the style to this layer, which will actually change the style of this whole line layer as we described. And this is the next very interesting stuff for this Mapbox topic, because this is a built-in mechanism to work with the whole layers in Mapbox, which is called expressions. And expression is a thing which allows you to define a desired style behavior. And previously we used a little bit of a community plugin, and it also serves us as a little bit of an inspiration. So we a little bit of a copy-pasted the API for expressions, which allows us to perform data-driven styling, which is meant to define a style of a particular feature on the map from the property which is like built in with this particular feature. So in our case, you can see that the trail selected style, it consists this data of all trails. They have some ID, they have a color, also they have a name of this trail, and we can use that data actually to define some key points and some parameters of the layer. So from now we are getting a color from the GeoJSON from a particular line to define its color. And actually, I think that this is much it about the solution we've applied, because from now on we don't need to think how to make things. We are aiming for the saying that we want to achieve some style. We do that by declaring what behavior we want to achieve. And that was pretty much it. This was like a simple solution, which actually led us to enormously performant result. As you can see, problematic before was taking 30 seconds to download, but the successful after leads us to instant user experience. You can select any trail as fast as it's possible by your phone. You are having all the data from the map. You don't need to invoke Firebase like inappropriately. And yeah, that's it from the result of our approach. So basically, we switched from the official Mapbox SDK and abstraction of manipulating layers and styles and do it by ourselves. And yeah, that's it. And I would also love to say conclusion words for that. And the first sentence is that, which I've learned, that you need to have a plan B in terms of scalability, because if you are going with a fast solution and the easiest way, there would be like underwater rocks. But also, the second one is make a reasonable scalability and don't even think about plan B, because you know, this is two pills you want to choose, red or blue. Like if you should think about plan B, or you shouldn't, and you should do good from the very beginning. And yeah, so I think that's it. I thank you very much for attention. Also, there is an article on Medium where I show how to integrate such a data source from Mapbox styling service without Map Toolkit also. And yeah, you have all the links in the QR code. Also, I would love to ask you about some feedback, as it was my first Fluttercon talk. So yeah, thank you very much, and I'm waiting for your questions.